Hi friends, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that might be new here, hi, welcome. My name is Megan, and today, as you saw in the thumbnail, the title, we have a bins haul, and I'm like, why can't I see anything? And that's because I don't have glasses on, so please hold. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. It is currently 6:24 in the morning, and we have full studio lights going on because the sun is not out yet, and I normally film in natural light, so I know it's a little different today. It's bothering me personally, but I hope nobody else cares. I just wanted to get this haul filmed because I feel like if I don't, this week's gonna get away from me. I've been so busy and I've been slacking on YouTube videos, so I'm trying my best to do all the things. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to show you did not come from the bins, but everything else on the rolling rack did. This first thing came from a regular thrift store. I couldn't believe it was just like hanging like naked on the purse rack. It wasn't like locked up with a at least $50 price tag on it. This vintage Coach bag, this pistachio vintage smooth leather Coach bag, was only $7.99. Unfortunately though, Goodwill decided to put the entire tag gun right through here. So there's a hole, a tiny little hole right there in the leather, but I mean, I won't complain too much more. It was $7.99. A rare pistachio green color. I love this like very, very light pastel green. In the photos I took, it kind of comes up like cream to my eyeballs, but it's definitely a very light green color. It does have some flaws right here in the corner, like water stained, I think. I don't know if you can see that right along there. And then it does have a few small like stains overall. Let me show you the inside. I really love this like buckle strap detail on each side. The inside is pretty clean, I would say. It does have a few stains, but nothing like major or gross or anything like that. And this bag, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you the creed right there. It was made in Costa Rica, and this is the 4157 bag. Really cute. Great find at the regular thrift store that Goodwill employees missed, I guess. I don't know how they missed it. And I was staring at it, and I was like, that leather looks like Coach leather. And then my eyeballs recognized that this was here, and I was like, that's a Coach tag. And I grabbed it. I was like, no way. So this is a great little find. Okay, next, like I said, the rest of the stuff is bins stuff. Okay, this is something Jack found at the bins, and I love it. Look at that. Obviously, I love it for the tassels because that's very super ultra trendy right now. Fringe, tassels, all of the above. But this is a vintage Adventure Bound by Wilson's leather jacket. It's a size large, and as you can tell, I think the coat used to be more of like a darker butterscotch color, and it has faded with wear over time, and I really love that about this. So we'll see how this does. Overall, it's in really, really great shape. And like I said, I love the fringe detail to this jacket. This wool rich sweater, this is a vintage, I would say 90s wool rich sweater. It's a size small, and it is 100% wool. I don't know if it's Shetland wool or if it's just wool. And that does make a difference in listings, I find. If you have something that's made of Shetland wool, to definitely put that in the title or the description. But it's just a regular wool sweater. It's in excellent shape, and that's why I picked it up. 1, it was vintage. 2, there were no flaws. And 3, the color, really great, like solid color, closet staple sweater. And again, there is the wool rich tag, size small. I was kind of surprised this was in the bin, but not really, because it does look like a military jacket that you see a dime a dozen at our bins, especially because I live in a military town. So I see a lot of Navy, like actual US Navy issued jackets that look just like this, like peacoats. This is not a Navy issued jacket. This is a really nice Gloverall coat. There we go. There's the brand. This is, what is this? I think this is not the duffel coat. The duffel coat, I believe, has like the little toggles that go across the front. This, I believe, is their pea coat. So a really stunning, it feels like a wool cashmere blend because it's so soft, but I would assume it's just wool. There is no fabric tag and there is no size tag on this, unfortunately, but it is in stunning condition. So I did pick it up regardless that there was no size tag. There's the brand one more time, Gloverall. We'll see how this does. This is fun. This is a vintage. I don't know if this is the NIFTY or something that is very similar to their NIFTY line. North Face Ultra Puffy Vintage, if I didn't say that already. 600 fill, right? Yeah, 600 fill. That's how I know. Packable vest in this really nice like military green color with black accents. It does have a pack away hood, and this entire vest does pack down into this single pocket here. This is one of their, what is it called? Stowaway? Stow pocket, stowaway pieces. Here is the tag, North Face. It does have a nice little logo on the neckline too, which I really like. And I think, yeah, the 2XL. So we'll see how that does. North Face. It does have some stains, but nothing major, like right here, right through there. And I did pop this through the wash and they lifted a little bit over here. Maybe some staining too, but nothing like major. So we'll see how that, and no holes, which is extra plus. Next, this is so cool. Very, I don't know, 50s to me. I could be wrong though. Could be more 60s instead. Like tweed capelet? I don't know. Cape. It's a cape. It's a real cape, yeah. And it has like little slits here for your arms. No arm holes, just little slits. Tassel on the bottom, like a fringe detail on the bottom. Let me get closer so I can show you the brand. Russ is the brand. I don't know the size, and I unfortunately don't know the fabric makeup, but look at those buttons. So cool. I love those tiny little brown buttons. And I think this tweed-ish style fabric and these colors are perfect for the upcoming winter, fall, holiday seasons, all of the things. So we'll see how this does. Vintage Russ cape. This is another North Face. This is a women's small vest though. And unlike this one, this is a much more slim profile puffy vest. I think this is also polyester and not down. Yeah, it's Primaloft. So this is not a down vest. So different price points for sure, but still another great find. And let me show you this North Face tag because it's much newer than the other one. A women's small North Face. This is so stinking cute. And my bangs are literally on my last nerve today. My cow lick is really like licking today. Anyway, this sweater, so cute. Very grandma core, very cottage core, soft girl, coquette, all of those things. I love, love, love these little like tulip details, and I extra love the collar. I think this is some sort of fur. Maybe it says, oh no, that's right. This has no fabric tag. Yeah, I think this is some sort of, it's either cashmere fibers or some sort of fur because this is ultra soft here and it's got it right there on the neckline and on the edges of the cuffs. Oh, and right through here. This like band. And this is the brand. I've never heard of this brand before. It's a Minnesota brand apparently. So we'll see how this does. In really great shape as well. And I really like this like periwinkle sort of purple shade. It's kind of coming up a little blue to my eyeballs on camera, but it's probably because I have every light in the house on right now, including my studio lights, but we'll see how this really cute sweater does. Another new to me brand, Cotswold. I think that's the brand right there. This is another wool piece. This is a men's extra large quarter zip, like sweater, shacket, over jacket. It does have a kangaroo pocket here. Oh, no, not a kangaroo pocket, two pockets, two separate pockets, and a drawstring at the bottom. I think it's 100% wool or a wool blend. No, 100% wool, and someone had it dry cleaned, so that's very nice. Again, here is the tag, a new to me brand. So we'll see how that does. Looks like that's their logo, maybe a sheep or a lamb. See how this does. Next, this is really nice and very dark academia, very witchy, very gothic, very old money, all of the things. This is a vintage, really great condition, wool Brooks Brothers midi skirt. No, it's a maxi skirt. I guess if you wear it high-waisted, it could be, no, it's a maxi skirt. Hold on. And it likes to fall off the hanger because it's so like fine, I guess. Really stunning. It looks really washed out on camera here, but this is a really great condition, vintage Brooks Brothers pleated, like I said, old money wool skirt. So we'll see how this does. And I think it is lined. Yes, it is lined as well. So we'll see how this does. I have high hopes for this one for sure, just because it fits so many different like aesthetics. Ooh, this, speaking of fitting aesthetics, this also, okay. Oh, okay, I guess you can see. So this is a strapless dress and I just have it hung on the little hanger pulleys on the inside. This is a stunning lace, ruffle trim, sweetheart, like kind of like a corset bodice. It has like a tighter bodice, fitted bodice, and then it flows out right at your waist. And I think it is full length. Yes, full length, black lace vintage dress. It does have a brand, which is fantastic, and it is in stunning condition. Hopefully I will be able to pop a photo on the screen so you can see it a little bit better than me holding it here, but let me show you the brand. It's the brand. I've never heard of this brand before. Jolie Madame, and it is a size 9-10. And what I extra love about this dress, besides all the things I already said, is this lace. To me, it appears like it's a black sunflower pattern. Oh, there we go. Maybe that will be better if I just hold up one little layer of it. There we go. It looks like black sunflowers to me. So I think that's extra cool. And again, I think this will fit so many different aesthetics, witchy, gothic, Halloween, dark and romantical, maybe even like a vampy situation. So we'll see how this does. Really stunning condition too for this vintage dress. Another vintage dress, at least I believe it's vintage, and my research, I think it's vintage. Simonetta, I think is how you say it, made in Italy. It's a size 80, which I would say is probably like a small or extra small. But look at I didn't buy it based on the brand, but the fact that it said made in Italy did make me take pause and really look at it. I love the style and the fabric and the color. Look at that. It's so dark blue, it almost looks black, but then when the light catches it, it shines the prettiest blue. This is like one of the prettiest color velvets I've ever seen, honestly, and it's just a plain color, so really cute. Also, it's a mini length, pocketed, long sleeve velvet dress with little shoulder epaulets. Okay. Again, there is the brand. We'll see how this does. So stinking cute. I couldn't believe this was sitting in an old bin because there is not a single thing wrong with it. It feels like it's crispy and brand new, and it's vintage Pendleton, at least 90s Pendleton at least. And this is the Clooney red tartan, and that's how I know. It literally says right down there on the little tab. This is a women's shirt, I believe. Wait a minute. The buttons are on the left side. So that's women's, right? I don't remember. But it's a vintage Pendleton wool shirt. It's a size medium. And like I said, it is in excellent condition. Not a single thing wrong with this. So I don't expect this to last very long. Very lumberjack, cabin core, maybe even a pre-ski sort of. Like, I don't know, maybe that's a stretch. Maybe not a pre-ski. The cabin core for sure. Maybe gorp core. Maybe. Hiking, outdoorsy, all of the things. My gosh. I wish I liked how these looked on me. I just don't like the cut of them. Like lately, I don't like anything that is even tapered in really at the bottom. I like everything to be a straight or wide or even extra wide or flare leg. And these are kind of, what are they, the pencil pant? Yeah, these are the pencil pants. So they are tapered in at the bottom, but I love these. These are the perfect like hurricanes green color. They are by Big Bud Press. So I've like unlocked that brand now. I found, what did I find? Overalls? Oh my gosh. Yeah, overall. A little while ago. I still have them though, by the way. But these are Big Bud Press. Look at that. I guess this is their little logo, a little happy sun. Oh, you can see it on the button a little bit better. Yeah, a little sun with eyelashes. That's what it looks like to me. Like closed eyes. But this, like I said, Big Bud Press. There is the tag if you've never seen it before. And these are the pencil pants. They're size medium in this stunning Kelly green color. I love these front like extra long carpenter pockets, and I like the back pocket. Like I said, I really like these, except I just don't like that they're tapered at the bottom. Otherwise, they would be mine. Big Bud Press. Oh my gosh. So in my last video, I pointed at these on the rolling rack and I said they were really cool. And this is a really good lesson in just take the 2 seconds to look it up, because these I picked out of the bin based on the style. And then when I got to my cart and was really looking them over, I was like, dang it, they're really like not in so great shape. They have some stains overall. They even have a tiny burn hole right there at like the very start of the fly is a small burn hole. It has some stains, has some pretty sizable stains overall too. So I almost was this close to just throwing them back and not looking up the brand, because they weren't like something I was from, they weren't like Jinko or something that I was familiar with. So I almost did that. And the little voice in my head just said, Megan, just Google it really quick. Thank goodness I did. These are a pair, oh, kick the camera, of Mac, what does that say? Mac Gear. Yeah, Mac Gear. I don't know why it looks so weird to me backwards. Mac Gear jeans, like raver cargo, ultra wide, very Jinko jeans style pants. They are a size 32, and like I described, they have pretty significant staining, areas of damage overall. But I do think I listed these for over $100. If these were black and had green details and not blue details, people have them listed for $500 plus. So thank goodness I went ahead and looked them up. This I think might be their logo right here, Mac Gear. And they do have like, I think I counted 12 pockets overall. A little weird mesh pocket here, pocket here. They do have drawstrings at the bottom, so you can cinch in the bottom of the pant or make them like ultra baggy. I think these might do pretty well. I love this tiny little pocket here. It's like a belt loop pocket. Again, like I said, they have a burn hole, stains, all kinds of flaws, and I still listed them for over $100. Little logo, like Levi's looking tab right here. Really cool. So I'm very, very excited to see how these do. Mac Gear. Oh, these are cool. Okay, so I think these are probably 70s based on the style. Pair of men's vintage, what is this? Jersey mesh gym shorts. This yellow and blue and white colorway. Like I said, they are vintage. Here is the tag. I have never found MFG. Oh, what does that say? Looks like it does say Powers. Maybe that says Powers. I didn't know there was a word right here before MFG Co. So maybe it's Powers Manufacturing Company. These are a men's size 36 vintage union made. Here's the cool union made tag on this one. Gym shorts. So we will see how these do. They're in really great shape too, especially for being yellow. And I love this like micro inseam. Oh, it looks like they do have one spot right there, maybe. Other than that, though, really great shape. They even have the drawstring still attached. So, vintage 70s gym shorts. Okay, so this really surprised me. This was in an old bin. And when I felt it, I was like, okay, this is cashmere. We definitely have to get this. I went looking, as one does, for the tag here in the neckline. No tags whatsoever. So I was like, okay, not a problem. Just gonna make sure it's cashmere. I went down to the hemline to try to find the interior tag. Found the interior tag, and to my happy surprise, this brand puts their, I guess, main label tags on the side so it doesn't itch your neck. I don't know. That's what I thought when I saw it down here. I was like, okay, cool, definitely cashmere, we're gonna get it. And then when I got home and Googled this brand, holy macaroni, Johnston Cashmere. I believe it's another word and not just Johnston Cashmere. Hold on, please hold, because that's not the whole brand name, but it's the same brand. So I wanna tell you the whole brand name. Okay, Johnston's of England, E-L-G-I-N, Cashmere. And I listed this for $259 because there's nothing wrong with it. No holes, no stains, no nothing. And this is like a super high-end luxury cashmere piece. I would equate it maybe not quite as high as Loro Piana, but very, very high quality cashmere. And it's in this stunning, I know again, it looks very washed out, but stunning chocolate brown color. Got a fuzzy on there. Are you joking? And it's a size medium, I think, if I didn't say that already. Oh no, large. Size large. Okay, so definitely a Bolo cashmere brand for sure. Most of the things I saw listed by this for this brand for resale were scarves. Not a lot of actual like clothing pieces, and I would assume that's because they're so gosh darn expensive. So very, very excited to see how this does. Oh my God. So this might be the thumbnail depending on how goofy I look on the thumbnail, because I did find this and then start recording in the bins because I was like, what else am I going to find? Unfortunately, this was the only thing of this caliber in that in that bin, but I will take it all day long. This is a Brunello Cucinelli. I think that's how you, ooh, I am not doing good with that. My tripod, like the leg is like sticking right out at me, and every time I come close to you, I like kick it. Anyway, stunning cashmere sweater, and I have sold, albeit that I bought one brand new at a regular thrift store. It was a thicker knit than this, but it was 100% cashmere. I paid $70 for it, and I sold it for $600. And little Miss Audrey needs a drink, so please hold. I sold that sweater for, I think, $600 or just over $600. Now, before we get too excited, this sweater does have some flaws. She is a silk and cashmere blend. Let me tell you exactly. I think it's 30/70. Yeah, 70% cashmere, 30% silk. And it does have 3 or 4 holes. 3, I think. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Small holes on the front and one tiny little spot that I don't think is part of the fabric, but it kind of looks like it, but I'm not sure. So that's not a hole, it's a spot. And then on the back, this hole as well. It is a gray, really fine knit, and then it does have, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, really tiny green micro stripe going through it. Let me see if maybe you can see it better on the sleeve. So we'll see how this, oh yeah, there you go. The very edge of the sleeve is the green. Cute. I do believe this is a men's sweater. I don't know what size it is. Unfortunately, there is no size tag, so I did just measure it, but Very happy to find this, even in this condition. And I would say for living through the bins and being donated to the bins and not being scooped up by e-commerce or anyone else at the bins, this is definitely a win. One more time, there's the tag. If you have never found this brand, please, please, please put it in your noggin, because this brand is extremely expensive, and I would say one of the best quiet luxury brands you could find. Yeah, for sure. Okay, and last, but certainly not least, this stunning Jessica McClintock, I think it's a Millennium. No, just Jessica McClintock, strapless, floor length, homecoming dress, prom dress in this really stunning aubergine color. And when I get closer, you're gonna freak out, because I did. Are you joking? It's got floral embroideries all over it. Now, I feel like this would have sold the second I listed it, if not for these two caveats. So right here for the pits, you can see it's, I would say it's like pit stains, but I think the fabric reacted, you know, differently to being stained, and instead of staining your typical like yellow or pit discoloration, it stained like this pink shade. And then there's also a stain on the bottom right there, very similar. Again, the fabric turned pink. I don't know if I'm doing, there we go. And it kind of looks like something was spilled on it. So I probably should have left this behind, but I really just absolutely loved all of these details. And I was like, okay, maybe somebody out there will like this dress and not like that it's long, and maybe they'll want to make it like a mini dress, and then they'll have all of this bottom fabric to work with, and they can replace like this panel up here. I don't know. I thought the color was beautiful, and I thought all of these floral details were beautiful too. And let me show you the tag if I didn't do that. It's a size 8. Jessica McClintock, made in USA. Very cottage core. So we'll see. Very 90s with the strapless, like kind of like sheath dress, column dress. You have to let me know in the comments if you would have bought this with those flaws, because I did notice that at the bins. I did notice the discoloration here and at the bottom hemline, but I purchased it anyway. Okay. And with that, we are done with this haul. I gotta go pack up my sales and then get myself in the car and head on over to the bin so I can find some more things. If you want to let me know in the comments below which item I thrifted is your favorite. My favorite, I really love the Jessica McClintock dress. I really love these Mac Gear pants, and I really do love the color of this Coach bag. So I think those are my top 3. I have yapped on for 30 minutes now. If you took the time to watch this video and you spent your social media currency with me today, I so appreciate you. And if you wouldn't mind just hitting like on the way out, that would be awesome. I'll see you next time, friends. Bye.